to speak about prayer. And prayer is just such an intimate and a fundamental part of our relationship with the Lord. And so it's something that is worth talking about and bears our attention at times. And I think particularly at this point in time, it seems just really relevant to kind of get to some of those fundamental things. So we're going to be exploring the question from our side: how have you been experiencing prayer for yourself? And as we share, I hope that is a blessing to you guys and to us as a community in some ways, and that it perhaps sparks some conversations more broadly within the community. So I'm going to give it to Kim. And Kim, why don't you share with us, like, how have you been experiencing prayer?
So really simply, I have been really wanting to grow in my relational experience and friendship with Jesus. And so what that looks like, I feel like I am pretty well versed in praising God and in thanking Him. And I'm pretty good at bringing Him requests. But what I am wanting to grow in is what it looks like for me to share my heart and my day with God, to actually walk with Him. And that has been very simple for me, a very simple add-on to my day, which a friend told me about recently, is that she just starts her morning by saying, "Good morning, God." And so I've been doing that. I've been opening up my day, and I open up my eyes and I lay there and I say, "Good morning, God." And that just has ushered in a new experience of God is with me He's with me throughout the night, but I am recognizing that my day is not alone. My day is lived with and walked with and shared with the God of the universe.
That's a really simple, good question. I do have to ask, though, when you wake up and say, "Good morning, God," does it ever spook Jared? Does Jared go like...
He's an early riser.
Okay, so he's already up.
I'm a snooze button hitter.
That's the other thing I was looking for, is which you wake up first. So that's great. That's such a good question. Good morning, God. How am I experiencing prayer? Like as I've thought about that question the last day or so, like I realized for me it's been this kind of regardless of what I'm talking to God about, or I'm laying before Him, or even asking Him for, I'm finding that it's this, I'm experiencing this letting go, or this release of stuff that I find I want to be in control of. I mean, even things that I have no control over, of when we can meet together again and not have to stay at home and not have to social distance, how the election is going to go, how our city is going to recover, like big things. I find myself kind of going over it in my mind, and some stress and anxiety even come up. And then to actually talk to God about that, I tangibly experience this like release and letting go of it. And so, which is so simple, basic. You said like foundational. And so realizing, almost of, God, when I talk to you about these things, I'm reminded that you're in control and I'm not. And it's just helped at the beginning of the day to go, okay. And then return to it throughout the day when I find myself starting to worry and be anxious again, is to go, oh yeah, that's right. God, you've got this and I don't. And you've got it your way, not even the way that I would prefer. And so that's been a consistent theme the last few weeks for me.
Yeah, I would say for me it's pretty similar to that in some ways. I've been experiencing moments of prayer. Kim, you're talking about experiencing God as a friend. And I think there are times when we experience God as a friend, perhaps times where we experience Him as a teacher, or perhaps times where we experience Him as a father or a parent. And I think that's how I've been experiencing God. In times where my mind is racing with just this, like the big picture of things that are going on, and so many huge things right now that seem to be playing out in the world around us, and being able to just come to God and surrender that stuff, bringing myself to a point of just total surrender to God and saying, I am not capable of solving these problems. and being able to surrender those things to God. And even in the simplicity of the prayers that I offer in those times, it might sound more like the prayers of a child than the prayers of a pastor. Like, they're not eloquent prayers necessarily, or like well-formulated prayers. They're just simple prayers of, oh God, I can't, I don't know anymore. So yeah, and I think that's in a lot of ways the beauty of prayer is just how they aren't the rules that we so often apply to prayer. Yeah, Kim, do you want to?
What a relief. A, that we're not in control, and B, that aren't a lot of rules involved with prayer. So I think one of the things that we say pretty frequently here is anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly. And I would say even prayer is something like that. It's an area for many of us that we just get to step into it and try things. And so I hope today hearing some of this was helpful, that you have maybe thought, oh, that's something that I can grab onto. That's something that I can do. We'd also love to hear from you. So if you have a way that you are growing in prayer, a way that you are experiencing God, a tool or a resource that's been helpful, will you please post it in the comments here so that other people can see what you're experiencing and how you're growing. We're posting daily prompts here on our Facebook page and on our Instagram account. We're wanting to, as a community, be focused on praying through kind of 7 different things that are happening around us. And we're doing that up until, we're doing it for a little while longer. So at least through October. So please pop on and pray with us here. These are great ways to just read and join in with your heart and with what you're asking God. And then second of all, I want to invite you to our Abide gatherings on Sunday evenings from 5 to 6. You can RSVP. We'll post a link here. And those gatherings are just created to actually create space for God, to engage God, to worship Him, to rest in Him, and to seek Him. And so come be a part of that. Thanks, Mosaic. We'll look forward to hearing from you. We'll look forward to seeing you in our house gatherings on Sunday, and we love you.